But congratulations to the people of Abia, and congratulations to Professor Oti on what she did.
Okay. In an age and time where fake news is widespread, wishful thinking is easily mistaken as facts, the presidency has now come out to deny reports that President Muhammadu Buhari is unwilling to hand over to the president-elect Bola Tinubu at the end of his tenure on the 29th of May, saying the government is already in transition phase. Senior Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, says the transition committee, made up of representatives of the outgoing administration and the incoming meets on daily basis to plan the handover to Tinubu Shetima administration, with President Buhari said to be eager to return home to enjoy his retirement. Judy, where is this coming from?
You know, we are in the season of fake news, all kinds of stories. These days, you don't even know which one to believe. Some will be written in a compelling manner.
Honestly.
That after all these years as journalists, you want to believe, this is an excellent story. What if you find out that it's a lie? What's going on? We're in trouble with these people.
I'm telling you.
You
just sit down after election to just...
All kinds of things. All kinds of things. Oh, somebody has gone to London to do a meeting with the...
And everybody took that story. Ukla and Sinka.
See?
You didn't see the picture of Mariwola and Bola Tinubu? Did you come out with it? You just saw him, somebody on the wheelchair, and that is it.
Yes,
and the next thing,
after that fake story, you then see people protesting in Abuja that the CGN should step down. Somebody was saying that, in Abuja, we saw more than a dozen protesters, Protests these days are paid for.
Simple.
If you want to organize your own protest, bring the money, they will organize it for you in Abuja.
The people carrying placards,
they don't know what they're carrying. Yes, they do not see those who turn the placard upside down. Illiterate, they don't even know anything, they just give them placard, go and protest. It's an industry on its own now. So to take protest seriously, I imagine that it reflects the views of even the people protesting, is to be naive. These days, with some money, a little money, say, because Emefiele has rendered us poor, you can easily organize protest. So you know that it was planned. Okay, let's throw this story in that, Tinubu is trying to bribe the CGN. Tinubu has traveled. The man must not travel. If he travels, they will say he's going for medical checkup. Every trip abroad must be for medical checkup. I just don't understand. So now they've come up with this story again. Buhari has told his insiders that he's not going to hand over to the president. And the president is saying, after he campaigned for him, he would then decide that he's not going to hand over to him. Why? Once somebody has won an election, whether it's somebody that you like or not, you have to hand over. We saw a transition from PDP to APC. It happens. So it doesn't have to be, it's just a normal thing that you have to hand over. And the president has not told anyone that he's not going to hand over. But in a season of fake news, I can tell you that we are still going to see worse. Yes. Every day, just read the papers, either online or traditional. Or before you know it, you see a story that you believed, that looks so believable. You then come and hear that they have denied it. So there are people whose stock in trade is simply to sit down. They have the talent for evil, for negativity. They just sit down and you as a journalist, when you read the story, you say, whereas it's all lies. Remember that story that they found money in somebody says, okay, wait a minute, EFCC found money. The EFCC chairman came here and said nothing like that happened. You know, he first met with two people and told people that it's a lie.
It's a lie.
Then he came on your view and said there was nothing like that. I led the investigation.
Even the bra of the designer.
The designer's bra. Oh, that designer has a golden bra, diamond bra, and all that. People who are perverts. I don't even know how to describe these people. They are gone completely. They've lost it totally. And for this kind of people, their own views are the best. So you can't disagree with them. If you disagree with them, they will abuse you. I've never seen people like this.
How do you cope? When see stories like this, as tempting as you want to hit your social media handles with it immediately and everything. How do you filter it? Next thing, I just saw Justice Ariwola, coming from the Jamaat service and walking along his corridor, and
and
the
he's
same
supposed
clothes.
to be holding meetings.
He's supposed to be.
It is very difficult, even more difficult for online publishers like us. And this is one of the reasons why we set up the Guild of Professional Bloggers, of which I'm a member. And we've been trying our best, but you ask yourself, how many can you be able to trap? How many? In fact, this morning, the spokesman, first PRO of police, CSP Olumiwa Adejobi, was also raised this issue on a platform that belongs of journalists. It's not just online journalists, even mainstream. And he was saying that the rate at which he was even tired of helping people, try to get people out of trouble. That is journalists this time around, who have been arrested, who have been there and the rest of them. And I said we should just be careful because arrests will be made. In Nigeria, there is a law. There is a law in place, and that's what is called the cybercrime law. That was signed in 2015 by President Goodluck Jonathan as he was leaving office. And that law makes it explicit that if you get yourself involved in anything, fake news or news that are not verifiable, it is a criminal offense now. And I'll say the time number. I was a victim of that law. AY. I was locked up for 13 days at Ikoyi prison. Jide is laughing at me.
That means I'm hanging out with a jailbird.
I was one of those that were used as guinea pig to test that law. My lawyer was talking about sedition. He said, no, that law is... Even the lawyers weren't aware that there was such law.
That was the
100 laws that were signed quickly by Goodluck Jonathan before he left. So what I'm saying in essence is that people should be very, very careful. The fact is that most often than not, we've not tested. You are even talking about that.
No, we need to jail people who are doing this.
And you are even talking about, you forgot, you are even talking about, what of the video? You've forgotten the video of the Naira, for people that were going around that said Naira was squeezed and they were bust in this and was all over millions. And CBN came to say, no, that is not Naira. Those are the waste. These are waste. Those are not Naira that
and they were causing.
And they were causing.
You know, better for you. People are suffering. You are wasting money.
So back to the information. Any right-thinking person will say, we know that President Muhammadu Buhari couldn't have come out to say that he will not hand over to President-elect.
They claim that he said it to his
which you know that with this reliable source, anonymous source. That is what always we use to get away. Yes, we want to yes, that is what we use. But it is it wouldn't fly. I don't believe that. A president-elect has been elected, and those that are aggrieved have been asked to go to the courts. And everything is heading towards the court. That was also how they came out to say that P2B is planning a rally across board that what was it called? And there are two this and that. The man has to end the democracy, end this one. And the man has to come out and say, I am not planning any rally at all. So I think we should be very, very, very careful at this point in time. The situation in Nigeria is very fragile, and people should just be careful with the utterances and some of the things that they post, especially on social media, because before you know it, it will trigger a situation that we all cannot be able to handle.
All right, moving on now. Described by many as quintessential